What's up, guys? Welcome to Planet Coaster 2. Yes, Planet Coaster 2 is coming out. We're going to be able to combine water parks and amusement parks slash theme parks. And we get some really good information in this video. So I didn't get a chance to actually watch this video, but I was listening to it. So I'm super excited to actually see what Frontier Developments is doing and what their plan is to doing. I loved what I heard, but I do have some questions. So hopefully the visuals will help out a lot. So we're going to get through this. All credit, by the way, goes to Frontier Development. You can check out this video for yourself. Just type in Frontier Developments and this will come up. Planet Coaster 2, Deep Dive 1, Coasters and Water Parks Combined. As you can see up here, all credit goes to them. I am just providing an extra little bit of commentary. So, let's get into this.
Hi, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director. And I'm Adam Woods, Senior Executive Producer, and we are really excited to show you the very first look at Planet Coaster 2 in this first deep dive video. We're going to take a look at the combination of water parks and roller coaster parks. So let's dive in. Rich, what is Planet Coaster 2?
Planet Coaster 2 is the sequel to the original Planet Coaster, the game we all know and love. It's a creative management sim about building and designing those amazing theme parks, kind of running a successful park, making sure your guests are happy and spending money so you can keep building it and expanding it. And it's about sharing those creations as well. And
Hold on. Did you guys already see that? We got to go back a little bit. Where is that?
Planet Coaster 2 is the sequel to the original Planet Coaster, the game we all know and love. It's a creative management sim about building.
Okay, it was right up in here. So look at this already. It looks like this coaster was customized. Like the actual cars were customized. And I know we can customize the cars from what, if I remember correctly, I did hear we can customize the actual cars on coasters. So there's just one thing I wanted to show though.
Building and designing those amazing theme parks, kind of running a successful park, making sure your guests are happy and spending.
Right here. This is the really neat thing. So they're showing this where we're actually building on the ride itself. So in Planet Coaster 1, which I am currently doing, I'm working on Red Rocks, which that video will be releasing soon. The first part of it anyways. In that game, you cannot do this. Like, there's restrictions on where you can place a lot of items. And being able to put it right in the middle, that's not something they generally let you do. You can kind of twist it and tweak it to where you can make it work, but this, they're just doing it. That is so cool. It looks like we get, okay, so the teacups are definitely a different style. We got the lights. Oh, look at all, this is all like aquatic themed. This looks like SpongeBob SquarePants. So we got like this the jellyfish right here. I'm sure we're going to go into a lot of stuff. This was just one thing that stood out, how they're building this up. And this is actually moving with the teacups. So it looks like you can put stuff on a ride and have it move with the ride. That is super dope. I love that.
Money so you can keep building it and expanding it. And it's about sharing those creations as well. And in Planet Coaster 2, we're bringing those amazing water parks that have been requested by our community for many years now into a game that you know and love.
Speaking of water parks, we are here already in.
So yeah, We've been asking for water parks ever since Planet Coaster 1 came out. Please excuse my voice, I've been talking a lot today. And a lot of people have kind of faked it to make it look like water parks. But now we actually can build a legit water park. I mean, just look at this. We've got a diving board so people can dive off. That is so cool. Down here, we have a lifeguard, and there's his little lifeguard buoy thing. We got another lifeguard over here. Here's a lifeguard station. Here's a lifeguard station. I'm just taking a really kind of close look at this. So we've got the drop tower for the water slide here, and it looks like we've got transparent pieces, kind of like what you would see in real life. Sometimes they have those transparent parts, which is really cool. We've got these three all off the same platform, which is awesome. I love that. A beautiful looking pool, really nice. And this is all, it's all in-game footage, but it's like pre-development. This is all in development. So some of this might change, but I mean, this is looking really good. I don't think they would have to change much. Right now it looks like they would just need to do maybe some fine tweaking. Like, this pool is really crowded. I think maybe some restrictions on how many people can be inside of a pool would probably be smart. Because really, a pool of this size, you'd only need one lifeguard, ideally. Having 2 lifeguards and this many people, that's just insane. But anyways, let's move on.
In the water park area of this theme park that we've built already. This is a work in progress sandbox from one of our development builds, but you can see our guests are already enjoying the pool that I've placed here. Pop that down quite quickly using the new pool tool, where you can place geometric shapes or custom shapes as well, kind of building to your heart's content, really. In the back we have body flumes. These are constructed piece by piece, just like the roller coaster tracks you can see in the far distance as well, allowing me full creativity. I choose exactly how I want that slide to look and to work. I do have to balance, of course, excitement, fear and nausea, right? We don't want to over-excite our guests, or maybe they do. Guests will have certain preferences and tolerances to that. And we also have the rather incredible looking drop piece at the top here, vertical drop piece. Guests get in and they come shooting down the slide out into the splash pool at the end there. I think we get a good view from that point, I think, don't we? There we go. Would you go on that?
That is not the kind of ride that appeals to me. I get motion sick and I'm afraid of heights. So neither of those things have made this flume appealing to me.
You'll also notice that we have the ability to have transparent sections of the flume as well. This is all kind of inspired by real life.
One of the things I'm noticing is the foliage, because I'm very much like a gardenscape type of person where I like to do garden work. This foliage reminds me a lot of what they gave us in Planet Zoo. This is not Planet Coaster type foliage. Like the palm trees, some of these kind of are, but we got this really tall one here, which is really neat. We got another one over here. The little banana palms there. Oops. We got the little banana palms. I'm just noticing a lot of different piece sets that look like they came from Planet Zoo, kind of like this here, where you have the rope that can go around the logs. Now, I don't know if this is all like one piece or if the rope bits are separate pieces, but this is something you can build. This framing here is something you can build in Planet Zoo. This fence line looks like something you can build in Planet Zoo very easily. So that's really cool. The bathrooms, I mean, I like to go kind of big with my buildings. I like to make them not open like that, but that's just me. This is looking really, really good so far. Like, oh, look at this emitter. So I didn't even see this before. They got like a little volcano right here that it's emitting the smoke. That is neat. I like that. I'm sorry, guys. This is going to be a very long video, by the way. This is going to be a long video. I'm just taking a look, trying to gather as much information as I can because I'm super excited about this game. Really super excited, and I hope that this video will make me even more excited. So yeah, okay. I'm sure I'm missing something. We got lounge chairs or sunbathing chairs, which is really cool. Again, I don't like the lifeguards being in the water if they don't have to be in the water, because why would they be in the water? They should be looking over the water to see if there's somebody in distress. Having them in the pool, how are they going to see if somebody's in distress, especially with a crowded pool? So anyways, I'm going to get off that horse.
Flumes and real life water parks. And you can, as you clearly can see here, you can also change the colours, creating a really vibrant and interesting part of your water park.
Bringing water to Planet Coaster 2 has been really exciting. It's been great. It's been a challenge as well of how we provide tools for players to create those kind of authentic looking pools of water that you see in water parks. Those kind of, sometimes they're geometric shape, they're kind of square or rectangular, or they have these kind of natural kidney bean shapes as well, making sure we have tools that allow players to build those kind of pools in their water parks. It's also how they look, and we want to make them look very visually appealing for our guests.
Man, I just went through all that and I had my mic muted. So what I was saying here is this lifeguard here, he swam this way and he should be in his chair. This lifeguard, he's got binoculars, which I don't think is necessary to pool this size, but I get it, it's just an animation. But I think Frontier Developments, I think it'd be a really good idea to have the lifeguards really only get into the pool if they're actively saving somebody or assisting somebody. They shouldn't be in the pool because this guy can't see nothing. This guy can't see over here. He can't see what's going on over here. He certainly can't see what's behind him. Whereas if he was in this chair, he would have full unrestricted view of the pool. So why is he in the water? It makes no sense. Okay, now for sure, well, I shouldn't say for sure, but I'm done with the lifeguards.
Yes, we wanted an aesthetic that is kind of that vibrant blue water that you see in that idealistic water park that we all have in our minds as well, and making sure that.
Alright, so we just moved into a different section here. So it looks like we've got surfboard shaped picnic benches, which is really cool. There's like a little car here. We got Chief Beef. It looks like Cosmic Cow. We've got some different types of sunshades, which is really cool. Here's our lifeguard station right here, although I don't see a chair, which is unfortunate for that guy. One thing I want to, how do I put this? One question I have is, do the pools, when you put the pools in, do they already come with the lights, or is that something we're going to have to put in ourselves? I mean, that wouldn't be too time consuming. I mean, that it'd be super easy to do. These look like placeable lights. They look like the same kind of lights we have in Planet Coaster already. So I'm just wondering if those are, when you dig out your pool to put it in, if the lights just go around the edge of it by themselves or not. That, whatever, I don't know.
That it looks amazing and interacts well with your guests, whether it's on a flume or as they're jumping into from the side.
Another thing I'm noticing, which is really cool, is these different balloons that they have flapping around. So you got a crab over here, you got the palm tree over here. We saw, like, I think it was a dolphin over off on the right. That's really cool. They're definitely giving us a whole bunch of new set pieces. There's something here flying. Can't really make out what that is. This is part of this ride here. Look at all the different flags. Oh, that's cool. It might, like, I'm already getting ideas for Planet Coaster 2, what I want to do, and the game's not even out yet. This is insane. Let's see, I'm going to take a look here. We got coasters, flat rides, track rides. Okay, that's normal. Flumes, which is going to be these here. Pools. facilities, so that's going to be our drink, food, bathrooms, changing stations, probably lifeguard stuff. What else? Information, things like that. Staff, that's where you're going to put down your lifeguards, your vendors, security, all that good stuff, the janitors. Scenery, that's going to be all these extra. Oh, wow. Okay, so they got scenery separate. So I wonder if you click scenery, if it separates it out into like building stuff, or like building stuff and then like props like we have in Planet Coaster, or if it's all in one. That's really interesting. So we got pathing. Oh, here's our scenery button. So this looks like it'll be our nature stuff here. This will be our terrain work to raise, lower, paint terrain, demolish, and selecting stuff. I'm taking a look at the screen right quick. So this is definitely unlimited. So he's in sandbox, 5,700 people in here, 4-star, daytime. That's all pretty standard. This is kind of moved over to the left a little bit, which is kind of neat. So you got ride camera, there's your day selection, the speed selection, pause or play, undo, redo. Looks like there's a weather thing here, and then settings. Okay.
There's a cannonball in and things like that. So it's been great bringing that through development from a kind of basic prototype to something that looks visually.
And I can't believe I missed this. This is completely new. Multi-select. So if I press I, so I don't have to go to... Oh, that is really neat. So in Planet Coaster 1, the original Planet Coaster, there was a select tool where you had to choose if you're just individually clicking pieces. You can draw a box and it'll select all the pieces in that box. Or there was another one where you select them individually, but it'd group them all into one or move them all into one. And it looks like if you just press I, it'll do that for you, so you're not wasting time clicking through different menus. Hold Alt brings up a radial menu. I'm curious how that's going to work. I wonder if they're going to get into that at all. And then, of course, select. Okay.
Amazing as well.
I think it was also an interesting point to think about the management element of what a water park needs. You know, we have the new lifeguard, the new staff type, right, which has its...
Oh, that they even have a wave pool. So that's cool. I'm glad they put in a wave pool. That's kind of like a trademark of any water park. You have to have a good wave pool, right? So lifeguard chair tall. So they probably have short lifeguard chairs as well. Pool safety. Okay. So maybe with this particular pool, since this is the one that's highlighted, if they only had one lifeguard, maybe that pool safety wouldn't be at 100%. That's why they got two. Heat maps, view pool coverage. Oh. Okay, so this is going to be kind of like in Planet Zoo, where it shows you where the animals can go and what temperature is in the enclosure and stuff. It looks like they're applying that same methodology to the lifeguards, where if they're in the chair, they'll only see a certain bit. That's all they can cover. Okay, so it's all starting to click now why there was two lifeguards. That's really neat. Okay.
Safety conscious people will always want to make sure that, you know, guests are okay in the pool. So you have your lifeguard station, which is manned by a lifeguard. I think they're out currently making sure someone's not panicking too much in the water.
Again, I had my mic muted. So this guest here was panicking, and this lifeguard, he swam over there. He saw her panicking. We're going to play that back a little bit. Watch for that.
your lifeguard station, which is manned by a lifeguard. I think they're out currently making sure someone's not panicking too much in the water. And there's also the economy side of the water park and how that helps me expand my park even further. We have guest services, which are the areas where you'll buy the pool passes now. So I can...
Okay, so kind of like the information booth where you can buy your fast passes, they've got the pool passes where guests can access the pools via their pool pass, charge them like $10 for an all-day type thing. That's kind of cool. So that's going to be this here. Splash. Oh, look at that. So they got life vests. So they got life vests. They probably have the little inflatable wings and stuff like that here. So this is going to be your life-saving or flotation devices. And then over here, it looks like we have umbrellas. This looks more like an information booth. Just a better information booth than what's in Planet Coaster. So we've got umbrellas, and it looks like we got maps of the park. Well, that's kind of neat. I like that. I like the rope work here. These are all the same piece. So this one here, it was just rotated around to become this piece here. That's really neat. Sorry, I need to get some water. We got some neat little netting or fencing here. If this is like one piece, that'll be so cool. Because this is like a Planet Coaster piece right here with the nets. So that'll be really neat if they added that in there. I'd like that. I'm getting ideas. I'm straight up getting ideas, and I probably shouldn't be getting ideas because now I want to play the game. And it's midnight 30 here. Oh boy. Alright. Well, moving on.
Monetize access to the pools and, you know, keep my economy going. We've got a new shop, Splash Emporium, buying all those inflatables ready to use in the pool as well.
Always need those for a pool, and as you say, there's the economy aspect as well, making sure you've got the price point for those things right, so that they're appealing to your guests, but also high enough so that you can kind of make as much profit as possible and keep your park economy going.
Some would say the most important part of a water park would be its changing facilities.
I would say the flumes and the pools are the most important part, but
maybe. But if I can't get changed into my Speedos, then I can't get on the flume.
I think we're splitting hairs. Changing rooms are really important, though. I think you're right there.
Right. So we got changing rooms, which is very smart. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. Heyo! I like that poster. Don't ask. I like that poster. Oh, we can put down our own inflatables, it looks like. Oh, that's cool. We got some cattails, which we don't have in Planet Coaster, so it's really cool that they took this from Planet Zoo and put it into this game now for your garden work. I really like that. These benches are new. I like that. I wonder if that's actually a bench or if this is like a plank and these are two separate like pillars that they just put the bench on, or this plank on, to create a bench. I would imagine this is a placeable bench, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's still really cool. That's a neat idea. I like that.
They are, and they appear in Planet Coaster 2. You have to make sure your guests can access these changing rooms so they can get changed into their costumes and, of course, get changed back into their clothes, ready if they want to enjoy the rest of the park.
One of the important parts of your park are your guests. They're the whole point that we're building these big parks to keep them entertained, keep them spending money, and give them a really thrilling time. In Planet Coaster 2, we've taken the opportunity to rebuild the guests, the kind of the way they look, providing a lot more diversity, representation, and variety in the guests that are in your parks. You're also going to have more feedback into whether they're having a good time or a bad time.
Something that I'm noticing in the background here, it looks like we're getting more like wind, and the foliage is interacting with the wind, which is really cool. I like that. I was watching the shadows back here move. So that's really cool that the foliage is interacting with the weather. I don't think I've noticed that in Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster. I'm sure it's there, but it's very subtle. Here, it's not subtle. Like, it's very noticeable. Just take a look.
And we've also got them being affected by kind of bigger things in the park as well, such as the weather. The water parks giving us an opportunity to have these wonderfully hot, vibrant parks. And in Planet Coaster 2, they'll be a bit affected by things like sunburn. So you've got to make sure that they have access to sun cream to make sure that they don't get burnt, or they've got enough cover from the bright sun.
So this lady's got some Factor 50 on.
I hope so as well.
I think so.
But yeah, they'll also give you that feedback of there being on a ride that's too thrilling or fearful or too nauseating as well. So you'll have that more immediate feedback from the guests themselves onto what kind of time they're having in your park, whether it's a good one or a bad one.
And it's not just guests that we've sort of gone back and looked at refreshing and rebuilding. We've also taken the firm fan favourites of flat rides and coasters over.
All right, before they talk, I want to take a look at this. So we've got like underwater pieces, underwater placeables with the coral reefs. That's really cool. We got the jellyfish balloons, seaweed, the coral. We got these pipes now. Ooh. So I'm wondering if like they're called piping or ducting, or if they just have like these tubular pieces and then they threw in these flange pieces. So we got a valve here down at the bottom. So this is an actual valve. Like the whole thing, this is a valve. This is what we'd call a ball valve. For those of you who are not familiar, I don't want to get too technical. I mean, we're just taking a look at this. But a ball valve is on the inside of the body of the valve here. There's a ball that has a hole in it, and that hole goes from one end to the other. So when the valve is open, the opening of the hole would be on either side of the pipe. When you close that ball valve, the openings are over here where there is no flow. So when the opening is vertical on this valve, no water, air, or anything like that's coming through here. When the openings are aligned with the pipe, that means the fluid or air can go through the pipe. So that's sorry to get off track there. It could also be a needle valve, but I'm not going to go into that. Needle valves are mostly for like air, and this is too big to be a needle valve. But needle valve works kind of on the same premise, except the needle goes up and down in the valve body to create a blockage to stop the flow, or it'll go down to unblock the flow. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? We got some familiar rides. Nice. Ooh. Oh, look at that. So we've got these that we can build. I don't know what they're called. I've seen them, though. That's really neat. Hi, Harley. The kitty cat wants to take part in all this. Ooh, that looks cool, whatever that is. But we're right back here in the teacups. I like this queue design, where it goes around the teacups. That's really cool. Let's move on.
Over to Planet Coaster 2, but we've rebuilt them, really.
Yeah.
You know, we've rebuilt them ready for more creative options. You'll see here we've got our teacups, but they look quite wildly different now. This has had a bit of a pass from me on its queue path and on attaching scenery directly to rides now, and blueprints to directly to rides.
Alright, hold up. I can't believe I didn't notice this. We've got different rock types. So we've got this blue or purplish blue colored rocks. So I wonder if this is like the undersea set or underwater set of rocks, or if we can color the rocks. If we can color them, that would be awesome. That'd be so cool. And look at this over here. We got barnacles on the rocks. That is really neat that we can place barnacle sets. Oh, they're over here too. They're everywhere. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm geeking out right now. And it's bad because my throat hurts because I've done a lot of talking today, like I said before. We got maybe a submarine balloon right here. We've got so like in Planet Zoo, how we have those 2D like animal pictures. Here's one that looks like a lobster or a crab. No, that's a crab. It's not a lobster. There's no tail. So we got like crabs. So that they're taking cues from Planet Zoo, what they put into Planet Zoo, and they're adding it to this, which is awesome. I love seeing the two games kind of mesh to make a game that's really, really good. And honestly, Planet Coaster is missing a lot of this cool stuff, and I'm glad they're putting it in this game. They're giving us a lot more ability to be more creative, and it looks like it's going to be easier to be creative. So I'm super excited about that.
Really quick and easy. Just pop it on, put it to any of the parts that move, and away it goes. It all moves with it.
Because although this area of the park's using one of our new themes, our aquatic theme, the teacup itself looks like it's aquatic themed as well, but that's not because it's an aquatic teacup.
They're sitting there talking about the aquatic themes, and I'm sitting here watching this bubble maker. I'm watching this thing spit out bubbles. So it looks like that's going to be a certain type of emitter, maybe that you put in the pipe there, or that just might be this pipe piece altogether. Maybe it just creates... Do I have to sneeze again? Maybe it just creates the bubbles, because I see it over here too. Excuse me. Got the sneezes now. So we got the bubble emitter here. I see one over here. Oh, it looks like these little volcanoes. I don't know if that's emitting bubbles or not. It's kind of hard to tell from here. This is actually... I'm really digging this.
We built the teacups to be planar in this case, to allow us to put the aquatic scenery directly onto the rides. So some of the rides from Planet Coaster 1, from the original one that we've rebuilt, have been kind of pared back to allow us to put those scenery pieces on.
To allow you guys more freedom in how you want to theme it.
Yeah, exactly. It means that you'll have a lot more options.
God damn, I just talked again and had my mic off. So yeah, I was talking about these fish here. This is a new piece. I really like that. This is not a submarine like I thought it was. This is actually a fish balloon. But what they're talking about here is being able to place items directly on the ride. So you can customize your ride pretty much any way you want to, which is super cool. And I think within a month of Planet Coaster 2 being out, we are going to see some insane blueprints on the Steam Workshop. Like, people are going to go flipping ham, and it's gonna look so good, guys. I'm probably going to do like how I used to do with before, where I had my Creation Celebration series. We're probably going to be looking at blueprints and just giving props to people who make these awesome blueprints, because this is, look, I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away by this. The piping, the bubbles, the coral, the seaweed, the little fish flags, the balloons, and the ability. I mean, look, they got lights around here, right in the walkway of people going in here, which is super cool. They built this little submarine right on top of the teacups, and that is awesome. And it moves. The propeller moves. And I think the whole thing actually turns. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. We'll find out. But this is so cool.
Now I want to take a ride and put it into anywhere in my park, any theme in my park. How do I do that? Well, now I've got more flexibility in putting scenery, putting blueprints on, and having it animate and move around with the ride itself, which is wonderful to see. As you can see here with our teacup, as you say, with the submarine blueprint in the middle of the pedestal.
And I'm sure many eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed that there's patterns on this ride as well. That's another customized option. All rides will come with predefined patterns. You can select it and then...
Oh my god, it does move. It is moving with the ride. So it's going counterclockwise while the ride is going clockwise. That is so cool. And he's talking about the different patterns, so it looks like it almost seems like you can put down some flat pieces right here on the ride platform, if I'm understanding him correctly, which is probably what they did here. And it just stays in place. It doesn't interfere with the ride, which is so cool. Like, that is so awesome, guys, to be able to do that. The amount of customization that we're going to do in this game is mind-blowing.
It will appear on certain parts of the frame and the teacups as well here. We have the 360 power, another returning favourite in the back as well. You can see another example of how we've used other parts of the aquatic theme to...
Oh yeah, look at that. So this stuff right here, this is not part of the ride. So they added all of this. They added this stuff to it. Oops. They added this bit. Looks like they added this on the frame here, along here as well. And this guy moves with the ride. That is really super cool, and I love this. This like underwater unmanned vehicle here. Really super cool that they recreated that. Oh, look at this. We even got the little signage for the pool area. Like I said, I'm sorry guys, I'm going to geek out a lot. We're going to do a lot of pausing just to take a look at these different screenshots that we're seeing. It looks like we got a big old kite here of some sort. That's really neat. Oh, and look at this one. So we got like the toilet flush ride here. I'm sorry, I don't know what to call it, okay? But you come down here and you swirl around in the circle and then it poops you out. Oh, yeah, here's that dolphin balloon. Or a shark. I think it's supposed to be a dolphin. Yeah, it's a dolphin. Otherwise, the fin, if it was a shark, it'd be vertical. But it's horizontal, so that means it's a dolphin. Yeah, look, and these are bigger trees. These trees are bigger than base game, than what we've seen before. So, I'm seeing a lot of different sizes of trees and stuff and rocks. Can we scale? Are we going to be able? If we can rescale items, that's going to be a huge game changer. Oh, and look at this queue. Oh, that's cool. Okay, all right. Let's move on.
To change the look and feel of this ride completely, and it's only one of different themes that are coming in Planet Coaster 2.
Yeah, this one has a gradient pattern on it. We've attached some of the aquatic pieces directly.
Wait a minute, he just said it had a gradient pattern. So we can actually do gradients? Because that's what this is, a gradient. It's going from yellow to black. That is super cool. Oh, that is awesome. So we're going to be able to blend our colors together, so it's not just a hard line like what we see here. So it's not going to look like it's a candy cane, essentially. We're going to be able to blend. Oh, that is... How are we going to be able to do that? I wonder if they're going to talk about it in here, because that sounds super cool to be able to do that. And here's a better look at this bowl, half bowl, I don't know what you want to call this. It looks kind of like a shark's mouth with those little like teeth pieces. But that's kind of cool. You come down the slide and you just swing back and forth until it flushes you out here. I'm all over the place, guys. I apologize. I'm overwhelmed. Like, I'm just legitimately overwhelmed with what I'm seeing. Like, I can't compute it all and make sentences. I'm having a hard time speaking and completing my thoughts here. This is just incredible. I love this cue. That is so cool.
To the back end of the 360 power, so it moves as the thing as it rotates around as well.
I just noticed something else. So coming straight from Planet Zoo, we've got like these rusted roof layers. That's something that we don't have in Planet Coaster, is like these rusted roofs. Roofs. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So this comes directly from Planet Zoo, which is super cool. They gave it a different shape, which is nice. Is there anything else before these guys move on? I've noticed the different trash can designs. They look like they kind of come from Planet Zoo too, with the fringe. So that's really neat. We got some different benches that I've noticed. These thatched huts are very, very much Planet Zoo pieces. Oh, this looks cool. Whatever this building is, I like the look. I like the shape. I like how they did the windows here. So it looks like we got some different window shapes. So that also comes from Planet Zoo. A lot of this stuff they're bringing over from Planet Zoo, which is super cool. Because Planet Zoo gives you way more customization options than Planet Coaster. So in Planet Coaster 2, they're like, you know what? We're going to one-up it, and we're going to go even bigger. So I'm so excited.
And another little example of how just one theme can look so radically different using different colours and different sort of colour palettes and ways.
Okay, so the rocks are colorable. That is awesome. So these are the same rocks that's over here. They just colored these purple and they colored these black. That is so, it almost sounds like we're able to change the color of pretty much everything, which is phenomenal. Oh, look at this hatched door. This is like what you would see on a ship or a submarine. That's cool. That is really cool. I like that. I'm going to be using that a lot. I already know I'm going to use this piece a lot. This is just, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Like, I want to know what they're working on that they can't release the game right now. Because this looks like a really solid finished product. So they've got to be like fine tweaking stuff to have it not released right now.
Between the two here, I suppose I've teased a little bit of what's around.
Yeah, we can see it we can see it over there. You keep moving the camera around to get us all excited about it.
Yes, it's not just standard body flumes that are going to come brand new to Planet Coaster 2. We are also looking at other varieties as well, such as the mega looking up to 6-person raft flume here, complete with, inspired by real life piece, the fly trap. I would definitely go on this.
I think I would brave this one, actually.
As well as that, we had the plug hole here in the middle. We've got the sphere, and we have the boomerang nestled in the back as well. All inspired by real life water rides in real life. And the other thing you'll notice quite strikingly is that the colour and the patterns on these ones are very different to what we had at the beginning. Again.
So another thing that was in my mind, and it's been addressed just by watching this. So this guy's on a tube, right? He did this little boomerang ride, so he came all the way down through here, splashed out, boomeranged out. I was wondering what happens to the tube when the person's on it, because I haven't seen anybody in tubes in these swimming pools. And I was watching, and when these guys hit the water, the tube disappears, which, that's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. That way you don't have all these people in tubes kind of cluttering up the way like they do in real life. I love it. And it looks like we can custom shape our pools. So this one's kind of rounded. It's almost got like a teardrop look. So it's fatter over here and it gets kind of narrower over this way. And here's that kidney bean shape that he was talking about. Really nice. Really, really nice. I'm loving what I'm seeing.
New customization options to the new rides in Planet Coaster 2 means I can very quickly create these stripe patterns if I so wish to, which gives a real visual panache.
It looks lovely.
To my water park.
It really does. And we have different flumes, different slides, and we have different special pieces for those as well. We don't just have these ones. There's a lot of different pieces.
One of many, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it isn't just flat rides we can customize in Planet Coaster 2. I can now also add my personal touch to any of the coaster cars.
That's right.
I've got my Whirlpool coaster at the back here. It's closed, ready for the guests to get onto, because I was just adding some scenery pieces to it here. It's got an aquatic theme, so I thought I'd add a ring to the front as if it's kind of been constructed or come straight from the factory like that. And we've also got these really lovely light bars from the resort theme, which is one of the other.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sold. Give me the game. I want to purchase it today. Like, straight up, I can add stuff to the carts of my coasters. Having lights, oh my god, I've wanted to do that for so long. I've wanted to put lights on the side of my coasters, and now I can. Now I can. This is awesome. Come on. And you can customize your coasters to make them look how you want them to look. This is just to be able to do the cars and customize out the cars. That is so flippin' cool. I love this.
New themes coming to Planet Coaster 2. Yeah. And I'll just pop them on the side. And although I do still have all of the advanced object movement tools that we are used to in Planet Coaster, the original one, I didn't actually have to hand place all of these lights down the side. We have very clever tools where I can mirror from this side to the other side instantly, and I can...
Okay, now I'm even more sold. So what he's saying is, you place one down here, and you press a button, and it'll mirror it over to the other side. So it's no more of place this one down, do an advanced copy move, place it over here, advanced copy move, move it over here, advanced copy move, and so on and so forth. It's you put it down here, you mirror it over here. And I think he's coming to it, but I think you can add it to all of the cars. So like once you get one car done with whatever piece you're doing, so like the lights, you press another button and it adds what you did to the first car to all of the cars, which is awesome. And I believe he mentions it again, where you can do it to like all the trains. So once you have one train done, you click another button, and all of that customization you did to the first train applies to all the trains in your ride, which is awesome.
Also do twinning, which means it will apply to all of the cars in my train.
Okay, so mirror. So you do one side of one car, you mirror it, it goes to the other side, and then you twin it, which is really weird. You twin it, TWIN, and it'll add it to the rest of the cars in the train. Okay, so mirror and twinning. Okay.
But I can also then make it affect all trains in the coaster, and that's why in the background you'll also see that the second train has been customized the same. I didn't place all of them down, I placed that one ring and I placed that one light bar, set the right options, and it appears everywhere else.
It's going to be great to see how people our wonderful community can bring those scenery pieces and blueprints.
Mine is very
yours is very
subdued or subtle.
It is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
For the time you had to get it.
Thank you.
But with time and imagination, I know the community are going to really put together the scenery pieces, the ability to change the color, to change the scale of objects now as well, attach them to rides, to coaster cars.
Yeah, we haven't even
with,
spoken about scaling. Yeah.
to come up with so many wonderful creations. I'm really looking forward to that. And it's not just about fan favorite rides and fan favorite coasters. We have such a big suite of rides and coasters. We also
So this is new. This is kind of like one of the Charoplanes, but without the swing portion. It's got a shoulder harness, which makes me wonder. It looks like the pods here can spread out. That looks really neat, and I love this design pattern that they have on there. That's really cool. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to see these actually move out, or if it's just going to go around in circles like this.
have new ones as well, such as this Frenzy Thrill ride, which is going to spin our guests in a terrifying way, in my opinion.
I wouldn't go on
I think
this
they're
one.
excited.
Really? I wouldn't. I am a roller coaster and water ride guy. Flat rides sometimes, my belly's a bit too old these days. I feel a bit sick. The nausea rating on this one probably be a bit too high for me.
But yeah,
Give me a good roller coaster and I'm all right.
For what it's worth, this is one of my favourite rides in the game. Me too. I would never go on it in real life, but I love the way it looks. I love the way it moves. I'm really excited to add it to Planet Coaster 2.
We've had a look at some of the creative tools coming, and I touched on some of the new management features with the facilities and the new shop earlier. But we've got some new ones. We've got other ones, haven't we?
Yeah, as part of the water parks, we have water filtration. So you need to make sure that these pools that are being used by our guests stay nice and clean. Over time, as the pools get busier and busier, they're going to get dirtier and dirtier. So you need to make sure you have a water filtration system in place for your pools and your flumes. And then on your coasters, your rides and your facilities, we have a power system as well. So you need to make sure there's enough power.
Okay, so that's one of the things I don't like. So I'm hoping that, like in Planet Zoo, you can turn the need for those off and the water will always stay clean. Everything will be powered. It's one of the things I really, really don't like in Planet Zoo. And I always have them turned off. I don't want to be bothered with placing all of that like background stuff into my parks. It adds that bit of realism, yes. But this game, let's be honest, it's more for being creative. And I think the emphasis should be creativity, not realism. And you can decide as a person how realistic you want to get with your parks. So I'm hoping that there is the option to turn it off. Otherwise, what I personally would probably do is build a whole underground system for power, water filtration, all that good stuff, and then build my park on top of that just to keep it hidden. And that just seems like an awful lot of work. It seems like an enormous amount of work for very little reward. Conversely, we've done it before in Planet Zoo where you hide your power and stuff like that. You make it look like a building, so the circle of influence that it has, where it makes your guests not like that area. The more scenic it is, the smaller that circle becomes. I imagine that's how they're going to do this. I'm pretty sure they're going to do it just like Planet Zoo. I'm hoping that they do it like Planet Zoo minus the area of influence. But based off of what I've seen so far, it looks like they're taking a lot of things from Planet Zoo. Water filtration and power being one of them. So I imagine it's going to be exactly the same way.
Power for them to keep running and for your guests to use them.
And they'll need maintaining as well.
Exactly. You need to make sure you've got
Can't let them run out.
That spine, that essential part of running a park is the staff.
Yeah.
So making sure you have all of the appropriate staff in place, enough of them as well, make sure they're happy, paid well, and keep the morale high. But your power and your water need to have mechanics, as do your rides. Make sure they're being serviced and repaired if they break down. We've seen our lifeguards in action in our pool already. This park needs more janitors.
I was about to
It's
say,
a very dirty park.
I'm sure lots of people are saying, you need janitors in your
Yep,
park, Adam, and I
exactly.
do. Perhaps I need to hire a few more in.
Exactly. We need to make
A few
sure we've
more
got
bins about as
more
well.
bins in there. So the janitors to clean your park, make sure guests are enjoying a nice clean park. No one wants to be in a park full of litter. We have vendors for your shops. Make sure they stay open so your guests can buy their food, their drink, their souvenirs. We have ride attendants.
Yeah.
Make sure that your rides and your coasters and your flumes stay open so your guests can keep on using them. And we have our wonderful selection of entertainers, of mascots, and we have some new ones in Planet Coaster 2 as well.
Let's have a sneak peek at Queen Splash. Introducing
Queen Splash.
Queen Splash.
We've been enjoying this deep dive now.
So I'm glad we got some new characters coming into the game. So we got Queen Splash for sure. Hopefully we'll get to see some more of the characters. But they're kind of like mascots, like Mickey Mouse, Cinderella, Tinkerbell, all that good stuff. How they walk around and do stuff inside of Disney World. It's the same ordeal. So you get these mascots who walk around and entertain guests. So I like that they're adding some new ones, which is super cool. I'm stoked about that. Hopefully we get to see more, and it looks like Deep Dive 1 is almost done. Yeah, so we'll finish up, we'll hear what they have to say, and then we'll call it a video.
More traditional camera view, but I think we should enjoy that coaster you've been customizing. I think we can enjoy that first person and kind of really see what the guests are going to feel as well as they go around your park.
Of course, it's not just your roller coasters you'll be able to experience with first-person mode. You'll be able to experience all of your flat rides and also your water flumes as well, including that very impressive-looking raft flume we saw earlier. I can imagine going down that fly trap in the hot seat is going to be quite the experience.
In this deep dive, we've just been giving you an overview of what's going to be possible in Planet Coaster 2, bringing those amazing water park visuals to the game with those, as you say, those amazing flumes and slides in their pieces. We've got our new creative tools. We have new themes and the ability to customize those rides and those coaster cars as well.
Next up, we'll have a look at the tools that you'll be using to create these parks, and we can't wait to show you more. Thank you so much for watching.
All right, there you go, guys. Create a Splash wish list now. Yes, you know I am. So first impressions, like, honestly, push the game out. Go ahead, put it up for sale right now. It honestly looks like it's good enough to sell. So I imagine they're just doing some really fine tweaking right now, making sure that everything's running perfectly. The next episode, it sounds like they're going to go into the tools, like how we're going to be able to do all these customizations and stuff like that. So that will probably be the next video in this series. And I think I'm just going to create a new playlist called Planet Coaster 2. So, again, I know this was a long video. I do apologize. I did want to get my commentary, my thoughts out there. If you want to see the whole thing without my commentary, please check out this video for yourself. I'm going to have it in the description, a link to it in the description. So, by all means, take a look at it. And yeah, we're going to call it there. Be safe, be cool, and have fun. We'll catch you in the next one.